Welcome or welcome back to another video. It is Where is my phone? I'm here today to talk about my GoodReads. You can't see it. My GoodReads is full of unfinished books. I think I have about... Ignore the Cruel Prince thing at the bottom. That wasn't supposed to be there. I selected the wrong thing when I reread them. Lol. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You can remove them. I have 14 books. I have 14 books that I'm currently reading. One of them's downstairs and I'm not going to get it. The other two are over on my bed, which is the two I'm currently reading, which is Iron Flame and Book of Night, which is my book club read. But the rest of them are here. And it's a lot more than just the ones on there. There's some in my pile that aren't on my GoodReads, but I have started them. Let me get them. Whoa! A lot of other booktubers are doing this. They're doing like 4 reading vlogs to finish a GoodReads goal, or they're doing Trinity, I think her name's Trinity. She's doing this series where she does a reading vlog for books to finish her GoodReads goal. I read 60 books this year. My goal is 75, so that's 15 books over a span of 2 months, which is doable for me, quite doable. If I finish these books, I will technically finish my GoodReads goal. So I'm going to take you through the books I have here, and then the ones that I'm gonna read for this vlog. I think I'll maybe do 3. This vlog might take me a while to film. I have 1984 by George Orwell. Got to page 15. The Goblet of Fire from the Harry Potter series. I am over halfway. I'm on page 354. I have The Diary of a Bookseller by Sean Bithell. I'm on page 35. Autopsy by Patricia Cornwell. I got to chapter 3, page 23. Another one I don't have time for is Ulysses by James Joyce. I'm on page 18. Next we have The Secret of Crickley Hall by James Herbert. I'm on page 161. We have Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery. This is the first book in the Anne of Green Gables series. I got to page 98. The Practice of Not Thinking, A Guide to Mindful Living by Ryunosuke Kyoki. I got to page 10. I have Italy Ever After by Leonie Mack, and I got to page 26. One I don't think I will continue is Notes from an Exhibition by Patrick Gale, when I got to page 14. This is The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce, and I got to page 25. We have Baby It's Cold Outside by Emily Bell. I got to page 95. And last but not least, we have The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I'm on page 175. As I've been dolling through the book, I've put them into 2 piles. So one is books that I'm not keen to touch right now, but if I have spare time in November and December, I will get to them. And then I have a pile of books which is my imminent ones. Now, in my November TBR video, I said that those books are going to be the ones that I want to, only ones I want to grab for in November. I haven't read a single one. I don't know why. I just haven't. But these are the books I'm going to be doling through for this reading vlog. We have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Diary of a Bookseller, The Secrets of Crickley Hall, Anne of Green Gables, The Practice of Not Thinking, Italy Ever After, and then Baby It's Cold Outside. Maybe this one more towards the end of the vlog. These are the books, some of the books I'm most into. Not into as in interested, as in into as in how far I've actually read. And then some of these books are just books that are just more on my leeway at this moment in time. Today I've been reading quite a lot of Book of Night. I started it, I started off not really liking it, kind of confusing, and it still is kind of confusing, but I'm getting more into it, if that makes sense. I'm hedging on a 3-star at most currently, and I'm on page 176, I think, chapter 15-ish, so I'm almost halfway through. Let's get into some reading. It's been a couple of days since the intro, and I'm back off my holiday. I've got a festive little hot chocolate. Basically, I wanted to talk. I've been reading, for the past couple hours on and off, I've been reading Baby It's Cold Outside by Emily Bell. I was on page 95. I'm now on page 165. So I read about 70-ish pages, which is good going. However, I felt like it took me a long time don't know what this is, basically it follows Nora, who went on a holiday in 2009 and met a guy called Andrew in Italy. And they make like this 10-year pact where like on the 24th of December 2019 they will meet in Dublin at this specific place. And basically we're following Nora and how she is going to get there. Did Andrew keep the promise? Well, I guess we'll find out. I'd started like annotating this and I was reading back, disgusting tabbing. I was reading back through the stuff that I'd annotated and chosen to tab, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cringe. And it just goes to show how much one's thoughts and perspectives can change in the space of 2 years. Because I would like annotate the stuff that is annotated, but I would not tab it. This is not tabbing material. So there's that. Also, look at my little pig mug. I don't have a piggy bank, so I put my change in there, but... Okay, so I am 78% of the way through this book. I am on page 257. So I'm like this far left. And the thing about this book is some of the side characters aren't included in the back. So although we have Andrew as the love interest and listed as the love interest, there is another love interest in the book, and they've just made out. So without spoiling anything, it's basically, I think it's gonna be like not a miscommunication, but like a intense jealousy, love triangle type of thing, with obviously the time element of them both going to somewhere on Christmas Eve 10 years after they've decided they're gonna meet. But I am kind of enjoying that. So the writing flicks back between, instead of going back to Italy when she was with Andrew and then back to present day, we're now at different elements when her and Andrew have had chances where they could have met, but it's just not worked out, and present day, like Christmas 2019. It's quite good. I would say it is a 3-star so far. Like, I feel like it's going quite well, and I'm listening to like instrumental Christmas music, and at this point I don't really mind who she ends up with. I'm not like either or. I'm just sort of just enjoying the story more than I am attaching myself to characters. But it would be quite interesting to see who she does end up with. Again, I'm not really bothered, but like it would be weird if she didn't end up with Andrew and she ended up with someone else, you know, with the third party person. But like I kind of saw it coming because he was acting really like snobby or like possessive, not in like a bad way, just in like you can tell he's interested in Nora. I don't really know why it's called Baby It's Cold Outside. I guess it was just the name. I've not seen them mention that once, by the way. Like it could have been anything and they went with this. Look, I'm not here to judge, I'm just curious. There's like kind of like a tiny little plot twist. I've literally just read it and in my head I was thinking, I should film for a time lapse. And then he goes, I thought if showing up here is way too hard, I better give it a go. I can't tell if that's cute or fucking weird. Anyway, I'm gonna carry on finishing this book. Finished the first book, Baby It's Cold Outside, by Emily Bell. I really liked it. And I didn't want to like it because I didn't enjoy the first bit. And it's like kind of annoying when you really enjoy a book that you didn't like the first time you read it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of annoyed. Again, the title, it makes sense, but like it doesn't. It's not really mentioned that much. It's mentioned once. Or maybe twice. But obviously I don't remember the beginning because I didn't read it from the beginning this time around. Which is fine. I feel like I still understood everything that happened. So basically, I feel like I've explained what this is about, but I want to talk like tropes. So I'm rating this a 3-star. Trope-wise, best friends to lovers, childhood romance, rekindling, second chance vibes. No miscommunication. Not really. Maybe like for like one chapter. But the chapters are like 5 to 8 pages. They're really short. Like ultimatum love. Like it's all or nothing kind of vibes. And there's like strong music themes as well. So if you enjoy music, especially jazz, this is for you. Okay, so I finished this. So that means it's time to pick the second book that is in my current reads in GoodReads and we're going to read from. So I have my book club book, which is Book of Night by Holly Black, which I have like 100 pages left or something like that. And I will finish it because book club book. Duh. Can't believe I only read 3 books in November. And I was like, I'm going to read 9. Who did I think I was? But we have not feeling non-fiction, so I'll move that to the side. Maybe, because I've been reading a lot of fantasy. And it's kind of like a lot in my head. I might carry on with James Herbert, The Secret Quickly Haul. Because, I'll tell you for why. It was not bad. It was just repetitive. That's how far into it I am. Oh, I could do that. But once I finish the Book of Night, the last couple fantasies I have is Harry Potter and Iron Flame. And that was it. And then I'm done for fantasies until I pick up Throne of Glass. Like the first Throne of Glass book. For the book Throne of Glass. Until I pick up this. I'm always sat on my bed. Anyway, and I have finished Book of Night by Holly Black, which is mine and Sky's mine and Sky's book club read. If you don't know, I have a private book club with my uni friend. It's just a way for us to stay in touch, a reason to chat every month, because sometimes life gets in the way. Anyway, so I finished Book of Night by Holly Black. I literally just finished it, and I think it lends so well into the upcoming second book, which I think is called Thief of Dark, something like that. I know the predicted cover, either on Holly's Instagram or on GoodReads, I've seen it somewhere, and it's like a deep satin red. Like this is like a deep matte blue. Anyway, I'm not really gonna give it a star rating, but I will talk about it. If you don't know what this follows our protagonist Charlie Hall, her sister Posey, and her boyfriend Vince. And basically she's a thief. She's a con artist. She has been like since she was like 13, 12. And she lives in it's a modern day fantasy. So we have like Glomus, who are people who work with magic shadows, and everyone has a shadow. Some people have quickened shadows, which means it acts a bit more independently, I believe. There's also a Hierophant. Oh my god. There's also a Hierophant who is a blight. There's a lot of words going on. Who is a blight, but Hierophant is basically a religious priest or something that removes magic from things. And the Hierophant becomes the host body for the blight, which, if you've read the first Akatar book, you'll know the blight is like dark magic. So that's the only reason why I know what it is. And we follow Charlie through her past and present, and we also get Vince's past, which is very cool. So it's basically like dual path, dual timeline, a lot of duels. It's a modern day fantasy, which I found really strange. To begin with, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't feeling it. We used Fable for our book club, and I'd written notes like, this book is so boring. What the fuck? Why is this book so boring? Why is this book so boring? I don't understand why it's so boring. Like, can we read something? In my head, I was like, oh, I really wish we'd pick something else to read. But I had really wanted to pick up this Holly Black book, and I haven't picked up Stolen Air yet. And I know that if I don't stay on top of my favouring authors' releases, I will never get to them, and then I'll be like too old for them, and it just won't feel right. So I'm glad that we picked this book for our book club read for November, and I enjoyed it. I didn't like really love it, and it's definitely not a 5-star, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. For Holly Black's first adult fantasy, which I believe this is adult fiction, adult fantasy, she had woven in secrets of like the plot very well, which I remember her doing in the Corporate trilogy anyway, so like that I didn't expect anything less. But I feel like you have to be a bit more tactical, a bit more secret when you're writing for adults as opposed to like children. And I do, or like young adult, and I do feel like this is still young adult-ish. But second book done. I'm now on 63 books out of 75, and my GoodReads list thing is like down to 13, I think. I also just want to mention today, I did also read I've been reading a few chapters of James Herbert's The Secret Quickly Haul. Again, it really isn't my favourite. I literally read 20 pages. This still could take me a while. The writing just isn't good. And I'm really not a big fan of DNFing stuff. I like to like follow through.
Want to do something important, so be ready for it. And when whatever happens.
Okay, so I just finished Matthew Perry's biography, which was like another book I had going on my GoodReads. And this because of Spotify's audiobook thing, this is the second book I've listened to. I listened to Tom Felton's and not Matthew Perry's. But you get 15 hours of Spotify, and I was on the last chapter and then I ran out of listening hours for audiobooks. So if you do want to listen to it, but you don't have Audible or Spotify, I found it on YouTube. The channel is called Audiobook Romance, and there's AI versions on YouTube. There are loads of books. It was really good. It was quite like dark, and I think because his tone of voice is quite like, or was, it was quite like, it's quite monotone. Like he doesn't have quite a lot of inflection like he does when he's acting. It emphasizes the darkness of the story a lot more. But I'm not going to rate it because it's weird to rate. I mean, on Spotify I rated it 5-star anyway, just because like the listening experience was really cool. But like, it's like really, I'm not going to rate it. It just feels a bit unfair. Reading updates, I've not finished any other book, like physical books, but I have read some more of Harry Potter. The 30th of November, and it's the last time I'm reading for this video right now. So as you know, I've been reading The Secret Quickly Haul. We finished, I woke up around 6:30 and I read until sunrise, which was like 10 to 8. It's now snowing outside, but it's like not sticking. It's just like there's flurries. It's really cute. I am about 30 pages away from finishing. I know it looks like a lot, but I have like extra stuff in the back because I've got special edition. I know. So I'm like, I've done quite a good stab at. I mean, I read 100 pages-ish, I think, in The Secret Quickly Haul. I'll have to go back and check. But I realised that the thing I didn't like about Goblet of Fire was that the first task, I mean, everyone knows, right? The first task didn't start until like here. Till you were like halfway through. It took halfway through a book just to get to the first task, which happens in either end of September or October. So I'm like, what is going on? I'm really enjoying it. I have 2 chapters left. 3, technically, because I'm on chapter 35, this 37. So technically 3, but basically 2. And I was going to start editing my video that's going up today. But I was like, I've only got so many pages left up. I might as well just finish it now. And then I've still got like my night bands in, and then get ready for the day. I did have a little break when I went down. I made a hot chocolate in my Ravenclaw mug. Yeah. Oh my god, why does it always do that? Don't let it rain on my parade. Hi guys, I just want to say a quick thanks for watching. I don't know if I'm in focus. This vlog where I tidied up my GoodReads list of currently reading. But I thought we could quickly go through and have a gander at how much I actually achieved to read. I did this for a week, so I did... First, let's start with one that I read but I didn't finish, which is James Herbert's The Secret of Crickley Hall. I am on page 204, and I started on like page 167, so that is about 40 pages. I read this like on one day and then sort of gave up with it. I think it's like a continued effort, really. But the other books I finished J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I gave this a 3-star. I think it's a little unfair because I've been reading this book for a year and a half. I started it last summer, not summer 2023, summer 2022. And it had been so long, and I'm so used to the basic plot anyway because I'm a fan of the movies. I was movie to book, I know, controversial, that I couldn't really give it a rating like I could if it was the first time I'd heard the story. However, there were parts in the book that weren't in the movie that did shock me, and for that I will give it. But I just didn't like how long it took to get to the first task. I felt like that was a bit unnecessary, but very cool, very interesting, and it's cool to say that like I did read it. Our last book for this book has been on my currently reads for a long time. If Baby It's Cold Outside by Emily Bell. I actually don't know why I rated this. I think I gave it a 3-star, like another 3-star. Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. I actually enjoyed this book. When I put my mind to it, read it with Christmas songs on in the background, I felt very festive. I felt very... It's cute. I'm a bit upset with myself that I'd chosen to DNF it quite early on just because I was ill and I just couldn't be bothered to read it. You'll notice I have removed the tabs. I thought they were unnecessary. The story was really cute and I really like how it resolved. It was kind of like a shocker, but like I really like how it resolved at the end. I thought that was really interesting. Other books that you might have seen on my scroll of my currently readings is The Book of Night by Holly Black, which I did finish. I rated a 3.5. And The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas, which again I rated a 3-star. I had this thing last year where I rated the majority of my books 3 stars. So my yearly wrap up was just like, listen to me talk about how I rated everything 3-star. And I'm scared that this year is just going to be a repeat of that. I feel like I really don't have that many 5-star books. But again, 2, I don't want to say okay reads. They're good. I mean, The Assassin's Blade, for example, is just like your prequel into what is The Throne of Glass. And it's usually, if it's read as a 4th book, it's like it's not relevant to the present plot. It's more like character context. So like, I'm not surprised that this was a 3-star. This being 3.5, it was like my not my first adult fantasy, but like my first go at like Holly Black's adult fantasy, and it was her first go writing it. I thought it was really interesting. At some points I was really tired and become like fatigued by the book. Other points I was into it, and the ending was actually really good. I think it resounded quite nicely to lead to a second book, which I feel like I've talked about in this vlog, but that's basically what I read in November. That was like my November reading wrap up. Was that. As my GoodReads go, we are basically 2 books down. I removed Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca simply because it was like a reread, it wasn't a first time read, and I think I will personally go back and read that when I feel like the time is right for me, and I really do want to. I've got loads of Christmas presents out in front of me. But we are 2 books down, so we now are at about 11, 12 books, not including my current Christmas read. That was the goal, and I feel like we've achieved the goal. I will probably do another one of these vlogs come like January or something. I feel like it's just a fun way to work through a couple books, spoiler free. But yeah, if you're interested in those books, definitely give them a go. They're quite like, they're good. I feel like I'm not excited about the books. I really am, trust. But I have read better, and especially because like some of them are like in a series, so it's like, oh. And the other ones are like Christmas books, which tend to be a little bit more cheesy. I didn't find it too cheesy, but it was really cute. There are some really good like side characters in there, which was really cool, because sometimes I feel like side characters get a bit neglected. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you again next for another video. Bye.